Hi, my name is Lola Rainey, and I am one of the co-producers and creators of a pirate radio show called Tucson Open Mic.
Hi, I'm Dennel Clayton, and I'm also a co-producer, production manager, DJ, as you call
engineer,
me.
right?
All that for Tucson Open Mic, and also for the upcoming online internet radio station called Soul Music Radio, which I will be playing a lot of classic soul music. That's my shtick, as they call it.
Tucson Open Mic is a show that is designed to give voice to people who ordinarily you may not see on mainstream media, in the mainstream media. People who are doing things that are, as I say, interesting because they're real. And that could be, it could be the barber, it could be your next door neighbor, because what I'm saying with Tucson Open Mic is that we're surrounded by amazing people, and their stories are interesting because they are live in the struggle like the rest of us. And if you take a moment to sit down and chat with people, you'd be amazed at how universal their stories are. So I'm out about trying to give voices to people in our community who are invisible to a lot of the mainstream media, particularly white media and other groups who tend to cater to the taste of the predominantly white audiences. And even in terms of I see even in terms of the Latino audience, we are trying to be inclusive. If I'm trying to reach out to people and say, come on, talk to me if they want to talk to me. But I really want to present Tucson as the way it really is. We have a diverse community of people with different attitudes, different opinions about things. I tend to be leaning towards the left of things.
We need left.
Yeah.
We need a lot of left.
I'm biased. I'm not an unbiased.
But then they're biased too when you see all those right-wing programs. So
I'm owning my bias, which is evident by the types of people that I put on the show. We put on that we want on the show.
You do realize you used the word white twice in this.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Yes, you did.
Well,
just bringing that to your attention.
Okay, thank you.
I guess for me, still erecting. In fact, I was working on this today. My internet radio program, which will be based primarily on classic R&B, soul, funk, disco, whatever, ranging back from, I would say, maybe the 90s, going back even as far as the 50s, showcasing a lot of music that doesn't get played on radio stations anymore. Heck, there aren't any true to form, what I would consider authentic R&B stations, really that many around, except on the internet, of course.
Right.
And that'll be another. But with some of the stuff that I'm doing, like I was telling Ron earlier, there'll be a program that I dubbed called Soul on Wax, which caters to playing a lot of stuff that's out of print, vinyl. So I would probably do like an hour or so of playing like a side of a actual album.
Nice.
From anywhere from the 60s, 50s, 70s, whatever classic soul for that program, and other stuff that I'll be doing. So try to make it different than other online R&B radio stations.
So we just had a guest on recently, Jackie Blue, who's a local musician who was talking about Dusty Funk, which is called the funk from Tucson area.
Right.
So I bring that up just to say that in this town we have a lot of people who are talented, multi-talented people who are doing, like I said, interesting things, good music that we like,
right.
From a time period that people seem to have moved away from, but it's still relevant and still amazing.
Always relevant.
Yeah, always. It's the good stuff too. I think what I'm hoping to do is encourage other people to do their shows, to do their thing. That in this time period, we cannot be restricted to the standard communication sources, the mouthpieces that are controlled by groups of people outside of our own community sometimes. Because if the only way we can talk to each other is through them, then we're always having to ask permission for them to carry our stories, to give us access. And I think that if we're talking about being a group of people who are empowered, then let's do our own thing. Let's do our own shows. Let's get the technology, because social media makes it very possible for people to do their own programming, whether it's podcasting or we're doing internet radio. So we can do these things, create original content and put it out there, because we are in need of different voices and new material. So I'm trying to hopefully be part of that the next wave of social media communication, information sources that people can trust, because right now we have a lot of what called fake news, but beyond fake news we got a lot of diluted control, and we talk about bias from a culturally biased news. We have people rioting and protesting in St. Louis, and you don't pick that up on the regular news media. Okay. We have folks right now trying to shut down information about the take a knee on the football fields. People are putting pressure on the mainstream press to stop covering that. And since they're owned by 6 corporations, it's not like they got a whole lot of the muscle. It's going to take a lot of muscle for that to happen, because they all are on the same team, the billionaire team in the first place. So if we are wanting to have news that's trustworthy, that really reflects our opinions and our stories, we're going to have to be the creators of that. And so I think that's what I'm trying to do is say, hey, well, if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay, you can listen to us every Wednesday at 2:00 Mountain Standard Time on www.k4hd.com internet radio. So again,
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every Wednesday on www.k4hd.com. Tune in and listen to us, because we are really trying to put something out there that I call a kitchen table talk, because since it's being recorded in my kitchen, it is literally kitchen table talk. It's the type of conversation you would hear sitting around the kitchen table talking to people that you like. And I try to put people on the show who, as I say to them, if I'd like to sit down and have a cup of tea with you, then that's the threshold. Would I like to spend a couple hours, an hour sitting around having a cup of tea with you, chatting with you? Because if you can do that, then you got a story to tell, and I want to hear it.
Unrestrained and uncensored.
And unapologetically black.
Black,
too.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Because we got to say that.
We need that. What I hope to accomplish, though there are thousands of so-called R&B internet radio stations, I think what will make mine different is because of the content that I put on it, because it won't be just a 24-hour a day just playing soul music. The ideal is to eventually get content, different shows, like I was saying with the Soul on Wax program. There was going to be a show on Sunday that catered to blues and jazz called Showing Up the Blues. So,
of course, you're gonna get also redos of Tucson Open Mic programming.
Right. Also on the station.
Yes, so that we can also, and that's the other reason why we want people to do original content, because the more content that's out there is coming from communities that speak to the audience that we want, which is all the other folks who normally you don't see on or hear on the radio. Those are, but they want to hear about what's going on in neighborhoods like theirs. So you get inspired, even if you don't live in that community, but you get inspired by hearing what other people, ordinary people are doing. Because you're like, well, they're doing it, we can do it here.
We can do it too.
That's right. It's like connecting us to each other thing. And so often we're having people talk to us about us. But we're not doing the talking, and we're not behind the camera like you are, giving people an opportunity to just do what they do, which is be themselves. Right.
Well, my station is still hasn't been still in development, but the music, a sample of the music that you can expect, you hear every week on Tucson Open Mic, because there's a music segment that's always played on every episode, and type of music rather that will reflect the station itself. So that's pretty big. So I guess this is the precursor to
yes,
yeah,
it's
to
an introduction. It's a little tease,
right.
give you a little flavor.
So I've been doing that ever
expect.
since we've done the show.
Yeah, because I know my cousins. He's not just a music lover, but he has a interest in the history of music. So when you talk to him and when he puts his shows together, he's putting together a lot of things that I think that are reflected in the quality of the music that you hear. There is a story or a connection to maybe a historical period of time,
right.
and so he's picking artists and music that to him matches with what we want to convey.
Right.
We want to give people a musical experience, and I appreciate that. So it's not just a hodgepodge
right.
of what's popular, what's trendy.
Right.
It really is something
it's always going to be good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes. So that's and I celebrate that type of smartness. I like smart people who have an interest in music beyond just the enjoyment, but also understanding music is part of a cultural time
right.
and period.
Right.
And so music can be revolutionary. Music can be full of shit.
Right.
Too, because we got a lot of musicians that are saying nothing.
Nothing. Music,
and not saying nothing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So they can lull you into a sense of passivity, and so I like music that takes you to a place, even if it's just to the bump and grind days.
Or even like what you said to Jackie Blue in the interview. It's nice to listen to music that you can actually understand the words to.
Yes.
And,
I miss
music that covered from relationships when
right.
brothers used to sing to the sisters and all that stuff.
My dad was on. He said he was listening to a song. He said it was a Sam Cooke song. That was in 1955. That song was popular, and he was just nodding his head. And I'm saying that music reaches across all these time and pulls people in, and we want our audience to be intergenerational, not just young
right.
people or people of certain, but we want to pull in people from all different generations and say there's something here for you.
Right.
So we're trying to make this show relevant. I'm going to be, if you get an invite to my show, I hope you'll show up. We don't do ambush, journalism or anything like that.
No.
We really want to have a serious conversation. If that was the case, I wouldn't invite you on the show. Okay, this is not to beat people down, but to give you a chance to shine. Tell us who you are and why we should take our time to listen to what you got to say. That's what we're trying to do.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing this video. And I'll leave it there.